Born from the ashes of her maiden name, to arise in the full plumage of a Bauman name. No, it was not then that this happened, but 7 years ago, when they had built this fine establishment that we are now residing in for the evening. One lazy worker was sitting on the roof eating his curds and whey, as the workers of 2001 were known to do in this park. And as he did that, he accidentally spilled half of it down into the attic space between the room that we are now in and the roof. And so those rotted and smoldered, no, not smoldered, only candles smolder and fiery things. So those rotted and decomposed into the wood. And it is little known that the properties of milk and whey in those curds fermented to start. Sorry, I forgot my tale. They fermented for many years, and as this building was built, some rats moved in as well as some people. And the rats ate the curds and whey. The now, what would the word be? The now newly fungused curds and whey, which irradiated their DNA and made them into metal-eating rats. I know. And so this building was plagued with metal-eating rats for many years until a brave man named John McClane came with his giant bear traps. John McClane of the giant BT, they called him. So which some people thought he was a beet farmer for that. But they don't think that anymore. And they said, John McClane, we have a terrible problem. We are plagued by a problem that you must fix. And John McClane looked at them and said, I have bear traps. You need a rat trapper. So he turned his truck around and left town, coming back the next day with his rat trapping truck in tow. And so he destroyed the rats, every one, except for one small baby rat, which he mistook for a hamster and took home to his own house, thinking that it would make a great pet for his son, Jimmy McClane. Now Jimmy was not the bravest boy and started to fear this rat as it started to eat out of its metal cages, because that's all that Tom McClane worked with, metal. Metal cages, metal house, metal wife. And Jimmy McClane and his rat eventually got free. And by the time it got free, Jimmy McClane?
I thought you said John McClane.
No, his name's Jimmy, I think. The boy?
Okay, you can go ahead.
So, at that time, the rat was the size of a small terrier, and it creeped its way back to this establishment, and taking up residence here several days ago. That's weird having an audience here. And as it crept along, eating whatever metal it could, it eventually ate up the circuit breaker board. And thus, we are in the dark. Fortunately for us, it hasn't... It did that several days ago, but because it was eating the metal that was electrified, it got fried in place, and we've been working on a rat circuit board instead of a metal one for the last few days. But he shorted out. You have to get a new fuse, a new rat the size of a terrier that eats metal. And that is the story of why we are sitting in darkness right now.